because it's not impressive. It's almost too much at this point. But I was trending on Twitter by people who hate me and trending on Twitter by people who love me. What's going on, my friend?
Not much. Besides waiting for you, I did fall asleep.
That happens to me all the time. Because, once I get up early, do all my stuff, I literally, my mind just goes into crash mode. I thought today I was going to give everybody the real view of me as a bartender, which is this. Mm-hmm. See what they think of that one.
They don't know that I still consider you to be the world's worst bartender ever.
I am, and I am damn proud of it. You know what it is? I'm too interested in listening to people rather than making and serving drinks. That's
yeah, that is it. That is true.
So man, I have had a wildly up and down publicity week. It's been crazy. I'm trying to think of how to put this so I don't sound like a douchebag, because it's not impressive. It's almost too much at this point. But I was trending on Twitter by people who hate me and trending on Twitter by people who love me. How scary is that?
I did see that. Like the
LGBTQ
community was loved you, and you were trending there. And also in between that, you'd see like hate messages.
It's an interesting dynamic, but all of this was over a speech that I gave to our school board of education that seems, determined to make anybody that's different feel like pieces of turd, and it's okay for everybody else to pick on them. And I think that's fair to say. And what ends up happening is those people that you embolden do terrible shit. And then the people who embolden them were like, oh, I had nothing to do with that. So it's been a weird week. And the libs of TikTok once again went after me. Oh, joy.
Oh, God, again?
Right. Laptop losers, baby. A double L, laptop losers. Holy crap. Whoever thought at 60 years old I'd be dealing with this stuff?
Yeah? Sean, this is what you chose.
Well, here's the thing, and you've known me long enough to know this. Mm-hmm. I have a very hard time walking by letting people pick on people. And I don't know what it is, because people really didn't pick on me as a kid. So I don't really have any, oh my goodness, this happened to me thing. My brother was the neighborhood bully. Shit. But I think what I did learn, though, is if somebody stands up to him, they usually shut up or they back off. And so, I think maybe that's the psychology running behind this mess up here of neurons everywhere.
Yeah, defending the undefended, Sean. That's a good thing.
Well, yeah, it is. It puts me a little vulnerable as far as people walking in the front door, though. I won't lie.
Yeah,
but everybody's been pretty cool about it. Tell me what's going on with you, man.
See, a lot of people will not know the context for that there is open carry gun laws in the US, right, where someone could just walk into the pub
and they could be there to help me or hurt me, and I don't know. Welcome to open carry. Look, the 10 people that do open carry in the state, that do it, and they do open carry audits. They're like the most violent looking white racists with a machine gun attached to them. And they're filming you to see your reaction to them. There's some irony, and they want to be able to sue you if you tell them they can't carry it in.
Yeah. These are usually those people with the AR-15 and holding a box of off-brand Frosties because they can't actually buy the original one.
But they could buy the gear. Okay, so I'm at Sam's Club this last weekend. I don't want to be so politically incorrect here that we lose people, but I think this is worthy of saying. I know that I have the look of the angry white male, but I'm really not. And if I'm angry at the angry white male. So I'm standing there minding my own damn business about 100 feet from the door because I don't want to get COVID. COVID is just rampant around here again because nobody's getting any vaccines.
No.
And some weird old man had to be in his mid 80s, octogenarian, and he stands next to me. He's got the Forever Trump, and then some other Trump shit on, and he literally starts talking politics to me. Why I wear all this? And I go, quite frankly, I don't care, sir. I'm just waiting for the store to open. Why wear all this? Because I believe in working. I believe in this. And he goes through all this stuff. And I said, look, you've just engaged me in a political conversation. I've told you I don't want to be in. Move away from me. And there's a Hispanic girl standing next to him. Her eyes are about this big. And he's like, well, I go, I don't want to hear your bullshit. Can you move away from me? And he moves away, and I look at the Hispanic girl and I go, do I look like I'm interested in what he's selling? Do I look like that much of a white racist? And she was like, well,
See, good on her for being that honest.
But it gets weirder. So I'm still waiting in line. Everybody gathers at the COVID experiment at the front door, and I'm hanging back so I can let the air clear. Yeah. And this other guy comes up, and he is in military gear, but he's too old to be in the military. Like, it's got to be 65, 70. And he has a blue flag on here with stars on it and this stuff. And it looks like a uniform. It's not. It said in memorandum underneath it, some deal he bought off of Amazon, made in China, that he's wearing as an American uniform. And, but he's walking as if he's in the military. He's got the whole deal, boots in the whole 9 yards. Everything's brand new.
Isn't it weird that people exist like this, who basically wake up and wear a costume and head out with no fucking qualms of going into the world that way?
But the hilarity of that is they are the ones that are mad at people that want to dress like girls or boys and be opposite. There is such irony to all of this, because the deal is look, you can join some military organization and go fight anywhere in the world you want, and they will pay you. Yeah. But these guys really don't want that. They just want the fear element of looking like that. So two different people at Sam's Club on Saturday.
Okay, so note to the rest of them, rest of our audience listening.
I'll be at Sam's.
Don't go to Sam's Club on a Saturday morning.
It's been overplayed, man. It's been overplayed. Yeah. Dude, it's crazy. So, hey, we did do something huge here. Now, I've been here 25 years, and this is the first time I've ever seen anything done to make life easy on people that are struggling. The state government took off their part of sales tax, which in Oklahoma, we charge on food. And a lot of states don't charge it on food. They charge it on other stuff. Yeah. So tax on food will drop down to about 4 or 5% instead of 9 or 10%, depending on where you're at. Which, well played. Well played. I know. So somebody's numbers were down.
I know. See, I wish that you and I would actually look at the world with bright, starry eyes and glimmer of hope, rather than just look at it and goes like, some pollster got hold of data that shouldn't have looked that way.
The poor white vote was moving somewhere else, and so they just threw him a bone. But at this point here, I'll take that as an olive branch. I mean, it really will. It's where we've gotten so much to the other side of that. So, yeah, I mean, that's the political landscape where I live right now. How about you? You got anything happening over yonder?
Me, I've honestly just been that busy with work that I haven't had time to deal with this. That's how you make that money.
That's how you make that money. Well, I had somebody come in last night and they were like, have you seen the Supreme Court decisions of today? And I was like, no, man, I've been working. You want to give me the Cliff Notes version? They didn't. They just want to talk about
the weird part is, Sean, I'll probably know some obscure news about something that they found out, like a creature in the Amazon, but I won't know what's happening politically.
I mean, at this point, is anything happening politically, literally, or is it just all a dog and pony show to keep all of us entertained? Because that's what it feels like to me. I think I've got a light above me that's hitting me a little hard. Let me do that. Is that better?
Yep.
still look old and 60, baby. Whoa. Woo.
Sean, nobody actually believes me when I tell them your age. They honestly think that you're like in your 40s.
Because after I do yoga in the morning, so when I wake up, I feel 60. And for those of you who don't know me, I literally like walk to the kitchen, turn on some heaters and stuff, and then I do an hour of yoga before I have any tea or anything else. And then I feel phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
Now, the downside to that is when I take a nap later in the morning, because I'm up in the middle of the night, I have to start all over again and do stretching and a little bit of yoga. It is the one thing that I don't know why I wouldn't do it most of my life. I just refused.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense because I was doing it 20 years ago, but I was watching a television show and I was doing a new move where you're going, well, it's not new to you guys because you invented it, but to us, it was new. So you go on one foot and you put your other one all the way up and lean forward as you can. And I tore some cartilage at the front of my knee because I wasn't with an instructor who knew what they were doing to tell me don't go that far. And that was my last yoga deal for a while.
Sean, you were in your 20s and just pushing everything to the limit. So that's totally understandable.
That would be most of my life, right? Okay, let me tell you one other thing I'm doing. So we raised $45,000 for student lunch debt. And for those of you in all different parts of the world, for some reason or another, in America, we penalize kids. We make them go to school. So by making somebody go to school, you're obligated to take care of them while they're there, which means just give them something to eat. I mean, kids can't learn that are hungry. So we've paid off the student lunch debt at 5 different school districts, not schools, school districts. So covering the whole
like
thing.
Couple of how many schools under each district?
Anywhere from 2 to like 15. So if it was a really big district, there'll be 50. I mean, that stuff's crazy. Can't do that one. Oklahoma City gets all free. Yeah. So, and I got these really neat letters from people at those schools, you know, and Midwest City was the first one we did. And this guy sent me some deal and he's like, we are going to get you football tickets and we want you to come in. It's like, I work on Fridays, but cool. I am down. I have never had so much love shown towards me on anything I've ever done in my life. And I've done some pretty amazing shit sometimes. Isn't this amazing that that's the thing that hit? Because everybody goes, what do you mean they have to pay? And you go, oh yeah. And then if they're unable to pay, the debt is on the kid, not on the parent.
Oh, wow. I did not know that too.
Legally, you can't take on debt until you're 18.
That's what I thought was true. Besides like student loans and shit you can take out on yourself for unnecessary reasons.
For predatory reasons? Is that what you said? Predatory? Predatory? So if some kid in first grade gets lunch at school, which I never went to school that did that. My parents made me brown bag lunch and it was shitty, but I'm still alive. It'll carry till 2nd grade, carry till 3rd grade, carry till 4th grade. And I don't know if they add interest to it, but the debt doesn't go away.
Oh, wow. So these kids basically just have like debt based on the lunches that they were fed at school while they were being forced to be in school.
Right. It'd be like charging prisoners for lunch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same premise, whether we all want to admit it or not, it's still the same premise. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? I know. So that is, that was wildly, I didn't advertise it. One of the schools did a Twitter shot. Yeah. Holy crud, Deepak. People still want people to do good things. I know. Nuts. So I got that going for me.
That's a really good thing. I did see some of the posts where there were different school districts that had shared something.
Yeah. So we're getting there. Now, today I'm going to go to Choctaw. I'm going to walk into the kitchen. I'm going to move out of my beautiful bar studio and walk into the kitchen and check my bread. So keep talking, buddy. Hey, man, by the way, it is cold. It is cold here. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh, no, I was going to ask you, what the hell happened to the weather? It was like nice in the beginning of summer, like a few days ago.
What did Ronnie Chang say about it?
It is going up whether you like to admit it or not.
That's right. Ronnie Chang. And I love when he does science because he teaches science in a way that people can understand it, which is hey, dumbass, this is what's happening. And really and truly that works. Okay, give me a second. I got to see if we're there. And it feels like we're there. I got bread. So I put all this in while I was waiting for you to call me back. And somebody was a little slow on the call back. And then I was like, God dang it, this stuff's going to come out while I'm on air. Okay, this is a thermometer, folks. I check every single loaf with a thermometer, make sure it's actually cooked, not that I think it's cooked, because those are not the same thing. Yeah, it looks like we're...
Sean, I have one of those exact thermometers, but you would be very surprised as to why I use it every day.
Cooking wheat? No, I'm kidding.
No,
what do you do?
Basically to check the water temperature in the aquarium I have in the living room to make sure that it's optimal.
You know what? That's a valid usage. I'd be okay with that. All right. How is that for timing? Literally everything's good. So when you're doing bread or cakes or anything, you look at the end of this, and if there's like wet food on there, it means it's not done. You really can use it two different ways. But hey, it's like $4. That's the best $4 anybody will spend. All right, I got to move this stuff, and then I will be right back with you. I'm still talking in the meantime. Okay. It was over an open flame off. All right, I'm back. I'm going back to my studio. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's the real bar studio.
I think that's the first time anybody, like, this is probably like our 66th episode or something like that.
We've done, yep.
And this is the first time anyone's having a clear look at the bar behind you, Sean.
Well, here's the thing. I set my unit up here. I mean, this is literally my studio. And I usually sit at a table because I've woken up in the middle of the night and I've got flock of seagulls hair and all this other stuff. But today I was like, I should show them what it actually looks like, because this is where I work and I do this all night long. Yeah.
I've seen you.
Too fun. Oh, I'm aware. We got that covered now. Now we feel good. Bread's done.
So
what else
else
would you like to share about today, my friend?
I honestly have nothing, for the sole reason that I've just been reading documents almost every day. And this is like the first time where I've actually had to sit in front of a computer for almost like 8 hours at a shot without moving.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do that. The question is you don't make that sound very appetizing for people looking at that type of work. So you need to do a little, like a Zazzle dance or something to make people think selling shoes is exciting.
See, I'm very honest and straightforward about the days that are rubbish, Sean. This was one of those days where it was utterly soul destroying.
Yeah. When I walk out of here, I will tell young employees, today was not a fun day to own a restaurant. Usually it's fun. My job, generally 90% of it is fun.
Yeah.
And then I will go, but today was not. And they'll be like, well, what happened? And you go, a whole bunch of stuff. But I just want to let you know that in life, not every day is fun.
See, but that's the weird thing. No, that is actually a normal life. Otherwise, you'll have to be some sort of psychopath if you're having a great day every fucking day.
Every day, everything's great. It's awesome. What's the actor's name that I always send you copies of this stuff? It's a big giant. He's Jewish and like Puerto Rican mixed.
Joey Diaz.
He's a big old dude. Yeah. He will be the first one to go, every day's not a great day. For anybody who doesn't know who he is, Joey Diaz, D-I-A-Z, he is, in my world, the best motivational speaker I'm aware of, because you look at him and you go, if this dude goes to the gym every day, it's possible for everybody to go to the gym every day.
I know.
He still manages to understand that he is in a dogfight business. Like, he has to go take a job. Nobody's giving it to him. He's got to go take it. And that's got to be a little rough.
Yeah, but like, think about him like being a stand-up comic after I think he was in prison for a while. After that, he started doing stand-up comedy.
Talking about prison. Yeah. Some people can do it.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of which, I saw Uncle Kevin.
No.
That's all I have to say. I just thought I'd throw that in there for you. Lord, man.
Oh, how was
Okay,
the
so
event on Saturday? I don't think we talked about it too.
Sunday.
Sunday. Oh, okay.
So for those of you who don't know, my wife passed away a couple of weeks ago, and I'm not callous about it or anything else. It was really bad at the end, and you become okay with it. And the only people who know that are people that have experienced. And when you see them, you sit there and look at each other and go, "God dang, that was awful." All right, so now let's move on to. I wanted to throw her a big old bash down here in Oklahoma because we are from a place called Kansas City, Missouri, about 300 miles north of here. And we did all the formal stuff up there. And I would say at minimum, there was 1,000 people there. The music was dynamite. Dude, there was so much food. Holy crud. So, most of the chefs here, because there's only really about 10 of us that own our own places. And
Yeah.
all 10 showed up with about 30 times more food than we needed, but it all got eaten. How's that for crazy?
Oh, wow. That is awesome.
So for people who came, we did not have booze, so people just snuck their own in. I don't care. Just don't get me in trouble.
Yeah.
Head Country Barbecue, which you all might be familiar with, Head Country Barbecue sauce, because it's sold all over the U.S. Their sauce is as close to Kansas City sauce that I can find. We do a little bit of celery seed in ours, but J.R. Head, literally the guy that owns the company now, his parents started it, came and made some ribs. He made pulled pork, some pork tenderloin, and probably the best damn hickory smoked chicken I've ever had. I mean, it was close to your 75 chicken. I mean, it was that good. Right. And that's hard to do. Right. That is the ultimate compliment, is the chicken I can never remember the number of.
65.
Oh, shit. Was I wrong again? Dang. Best damn chicken I've ever had. Anyway, all of these incredibly well-known restaurateurs show up with all this stuff. And, all of us know each other, and we're friendly here, which is really nice that we can all be friendly. And the bash went on for about 3 hours. It literally looked like a concert in the middle of a large park, exactly what we wanted. What was weird is news crews came out and covered it, which was a little odd for a memorial, essentially.
I know, because I did see your interview on Channel 9, or what was that?
Channel 5. And they brought a drone. And so we already had to have drones because of my political issues these days. So everyone's getting a little paranoid when 2 drones were up above us. But you don't have a choice. You're looking for people making any quick movements, and God bless the village police, did a great job on the whole thing. Solid presence. We're fortunate. We're a small town with a larger police force, and they helped out a whole bunch, and the city manager helped out a whole bunch, and basically the Parks and Rec crew, we don't really call them that, but the Parks and Rec crew did. I mean, it was, all I could say about the whole thing, Deepak, is she would have loved to have been at that party.
I know.
That's as good of a compliment. That's as good of a compliment as you can do. So we went through the way you count how many people you had. There's 2 ways to do it. So you count plates, like if they went through the line and got food. Only 500 plates, but 200 to-go boxes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right. But then you had people that literally just showed up and wanted to say hi, thanks, and leave. So you have to count them in the mix, but not really, because they weren't there the whole time. Yeah. And then we went through, I literally had a truckload of soda, water, et cetera, no booze, but all of it was gone, everything. And the things that we did bring, since it's the first event in that park, was they had like 1 roll of toilet paper this big in each bathroom.
No.
So I literally just had to put a pack of 12 next to each thing.
Rookie mistake. But it was your first time.
Right. Right. Yeah. You only do that once, where you run out of toilet paper at an event with 1,000 people. Yeah. So we did every piece of equipment worked. We did not get to turn on the water. We have, there's a name,
water
for
park
it.
type thing, right? That little fountain thingy.
Right. And it shoots up and does all this stuff. It's pretty cool. But the engineering hadn't finished on that yet.
Okay.
And it's all run by computer, so you can't just go, hey, turn it on, see what it looks like.
It's not like a valve and a hose that you're connecting.
Right. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? we spent $15 million on this, and then I blow it on a party. But it was cool, and everybody around there worked really well with it and everything. And now you just got to go, okay, what's the new normal going to be? How's it shake out? And that'll take a couple of weeks for everybody to just kind of go, accept this is where we're at, and let's move forward. But great send off, brother. Her family was off the chain on the whole thing. They were like, holy crap, did not expect this. And I go, I told you we were throwing a party. So
one of my friends was there who actually came and spoke to you, and he was telling me about the food, and I was like, don't worry about the food, fatty, your wife sent me a picture of your plate.
Was it just full? Yeah, right. Everybody was pretty happy with the food. And so the thing that I would tell anybody, if you ever do stuff like that, look, the firemen were there, the police were there, all these people did all this work. Get them food. Don't throw it away. Don't put it somewhere at the end of the night. Don't take it back to your house because you're not going to eat it anyway. Feed those guys, because those are they're in there. They might be earning double time, but they're away from their family, so we could have a good event. So we took care of those guys, and then I need to do a deal down at the hospital and big old tray of lasagna down there. But I'm out of time, brother. I just got too much shit going on. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Good problem to have that. Right.
I know.
I could be the opposite. People are like, well, you should stay home. And I go, and do what? I mean, literally, when have I ever done that?
Yeah. I used to, like, I don't ever remember you taking a day off, like full, like the whole day.
Well, so it doesn't make sense to me to take the day off and pay people to come in and do $300 worth of work when I can do it in 20 minutes and be done with it. That's not a day off to me. That's irritating. I do want to say one thing before we finish up. Yep. Here's a piece of advice for everybody. So I knew I was going to be around, 1,500, 2,000 people in really close contact that want to hug you and all this other shit. I went and got my flu vaccine and I got my COVID vaccine a week ago Friday, and I did not get sick with all of those people breathing on me, close talking, hugging, inappropriate hugs, long hugs where you're like, really? Hey, I'm good. The whole 9 yards. They are just trying to express their emotions, but you got to make sure you don't get yourself sick on it, and that was my smartest move of the whole thing.
Do you know that didn't even cross my mind? I was like, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got bad lungs, Deepak. You don't. You'll survive it. I won't. I mean, listen, I sound like shit right now.
I know.
But I don't have anything. The good news is I didn't catch anything. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And I know we're getting ready to go. I want to tell you, I had a few letters from people like back east, New York, Philadelphia, all this other stuff. And they were the kindest dang things I've ever had anybody send me in my entire life. Not about my wife, just about that stupid effing speech.
Oh.
So, that was all ad lib, right? I mean, I had my usual 10 words on a piece of paper in case I get lost. All ad lib. By the time I got to speak, I was a little upset.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had slept there all fucking night. There's no bathroom. There's nowhere to get any water.
That was the weird part. Someone asked me about that speech of yours, and they were like, did he practice that? And I was like, no, I would know if he practiced it. That was him actually angry about something.
Right. Yeah. That's how I actually talk when I'm mad, which is really scary. So,
and very few people get the privilege of listening to that and not being in the line of fire.
Right. Because did you see the over the shoulder shot going back at Walters and the other people there?
Yeah, I did.
So folks, if you ever want to watch this, it's on my Facebook. It's everywhere at this point. But on my Facebook, you can get both shots, which is me speaking and then the guy I'm speaking to and his employees next to him with the same look of, oh God, why am I here?
See, for the first time, there were actually video footage of them looking like they regret what they're doing and continuing to do.
Right. And that's the thing. If you're not going to change your behavior and we know it's wrong, what do we do at this point? I mean, none of us have. The legislature's trying to legally not allow him to appoint his people or the governor. Like they have to be involved. Well, they're just as bad.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody needs to quit thinking there's somebody coming to save them. They voted for all these losers. I mean, it's on them. And there's no Democrats to run. Like they don't exist.
Yeah.
You can't just go out and recruit somebody to run because the first time they usually lose, you know, and spend a bunch of money and people target your business and all this other stuff. Yeah, the only thing that did suck out of it, you know, I did have a bunch of 1-star reviews, but they would be like, he believes in baby killing, and you're like,
God,
yeah, but how is your service in the food? Right.
So, Sean, there was
Welcome
one
to my
time
life.
where my old boss, like this is like back in 2008, had written a book,
Right.
and out of all the it was like ranked in the top 10 books by The Guardian. That
Nice.
Okay. And
Hey.
in Amazon, he had one review, and that was the only review he always brought up when he used to speak to me, where it was 1 star, couldn't find the book because the Amazon guy had left it behind the bush. That was the 1 star
is that
rating.
his
He was
fault?
like, dude, he didn't even tell me anything about the book. So
Welcome
those
to
are
my
the
world.
actual idiots who'll give you 1 star. It has nothing to do with what you did, how you acted, and how you served them. It is basically about some random shit that happened.
Right. Wow. Hey, I didn't look at our last episode. I thought it was pretty sharp, but did we get any hits on it or no?
Our last one would have been if it was Kathy's one, we had about 1,500 people.
Okay. All right.
The other one we
didn't know
haven't
how
shared.
that-
The one where we
right.
originally...
The other one, well, I think I can share it now. They're done shooting at me at this point. They didn't win again. I'm still here and I'm still alive, fuckers. Excuse me. I've got cut that out. I guess we'll get flagged.
I was being an ass to a friend of mine when he asked me, aren't you guys worried? I was like, dude, trust me, when Sean had to get a visa to India, I was the one who helped him. There's no other moron who's going to get a visa from there and come here and kill me.
Welcome to finding you amidst the billion, however many people.
I'm like, they probably killed the wrong brown guy. I wouldn't be able to help.
Right. They all look the same. I got him. Yeah. It's crazy, bro. Crazy.
By the way, I am going to tag this watch in the video because we got approved to sell their shit for some reason. Where if they use,
do I get a new watch?
I think if they use our code, we get the audience gets 10 or 15% off on that watch.
Cool. Do I get another one though, or do I just get this first one? Just the first one. Bummer.
Don't get greedy. I was just trying to help.
I know. I'm not. I'm just asking.
I know.
I mean, tell your sister and your mom I said hello. I haven't been purposely ignoring them. I've just been, doing my shit. So.
I know. They understand.
All right, my friend, take us out.
Okay, that was the Villagers podcast with Sean. Finally at the bar counter where I usually see him.
There you go. Uh-oh. Did you see that? I hit it with my hands. See, that's why I suck as a bartender, right there.
That would have been beer on somebody's lap if it was the
Exactly. All right, buddy. Take care, man.
Bye.